dry run to the airport today. We leave tomorrow. You see it's a long way. We're up where the red dot is, and the airport is all the way down here. And it only cost us 22 yuan for both of us. That's $5 to get there, and I'm sure it'll be the same back. But we're just checking to see if we can use the speed one. Because usually the speed ones, there's hardly any stops here. It goes all the way down. Otherwise, look at all the stops here, or all these stops. So usually they're a bit more money. So we're going to get to here and see if we can take that. Look at this station. That's what they're like. Big, open, and all very clean. There is just not a spot of rubbish anywhere. Just came out of those lifts, done our dry run. So it basically took 2 hours to get from where we were in the motel to the airport. So this is a map of that's the city rail. We're going to go out the metro, and it looks like we go up to Terminal 1. We're going to just time that walk now. And then we can go get something to eat and head back. And that's where we're staying there. You can see that little thing with the 2 stacks. That's the thing they all fixed up as shops and everything. This place is awesome though. Best city we've been to, I think. Alright, go do this run. We've just come up the lift there. So this is up on the next floor. So this is into the airport here. That down there, that's just the metro, where you come out the metro. And you can see over the back there, that Tang Fu Chung station. That's where you go to the bullet trains. Came out through there. That was from the station, and this is down. It goes down to Terminal 2, which we're not going to. We're going to 1. Look at these things here. We're going down to Terminal 1. So let's walk down there and we'll time that. There's another little bear there climbing into that little pot. We just come up from there. There's roads and stuff out there. This is up in the terminal. Look at this place. It is huge. Look, they've got old traditional buildings up the back as well. These are all the check-in gates here. Look at this dude up here. That's pretty cool. Look outside. It's got beautiful gardens outside. So unlike, it's one thing with KL, once you get out of the airport, you get around the corner. It's pretty gnarly, but this one, no. Everything is just crazy. And we just went through a couple of towns on the way here. I'll try and film them on the way back. That were actually like all brand new and just cranes everywhere. Okay, we just got on this is the little airport shuttle thing that takes you from Terminal 1 to Terminal 2. Look at this little thing here. $2.50 for this little strawberry cake thing with cream, fresh cream, and a cheese thing. Little cheese toasty French bread thing. And we've got a bit of water from the motel. Took 2 hours to get here. We know exactly where to go now tomorrow. And exactly when we need to leave. Absolutely crushed it. Delish. This is just the first stop from the station of the airport. It's all getting built. Spicy it's going to be, but we're going to try it out. We just had a couple of, kebabs and a little pork bun to start, and we're going to have a bit of this now, see what it's like. We're in this place here and watch them all cooking. This place gets a thumbs up. That was a beautiful dish, and if we knew it was that good, we got it one each instead of sharing one, but we had a couple other bits and bobs before it, but yeah, that was real good. Just walked out around the back of the mall here. There's the back of the mall, the big building on it. And it just keeps going, look, comes across here. So we're going to walk up around. This goes along the back side of the mall here. Then that's looking back up. That's the little mall. It's not even part of the big mall here. Just come to another little area. So we walked up there. It's sort of like the back of a lot of the shops that are in the mall. That's the back of the mall there. You see there, right around. Then check, it keeps going. It comes off these walkways, goes across. You've got all these other bits here, and obviously this will continue. There'll be another one right around the other end, for sure. And there's all buildings on top of the mall there. Look, one there. There's another big one there. Another one there. This place is just massive. Anyway, I'm going to keep walking around. That's part of the mall there. Big building on it. We're at the other side of it now, and that's the other little mini mall. But it's a bit different to the other end. This one's just sort of its own little building, whereas that bit there is what continues right round and joins up to the other end and then back to the big mall. It's a pretty crazy place. But we're heading back to our digs. We've got tomorrow to have a relaxing day. We're going to stay in this area tomorrow. Yeah, chill, get some lunch, and then have some dinner before we go to the airport. Our last day here in China. We're heading to Italy, so we'll have a little bit of Italy food for lunch, just to get used to what we're going to. Compare the difference, but looks pretty good. Look at that. It's the pasta, pizza, and I've got this potato cheesy thing. Real nice, melting in my mouth. We're all packed, we're ready to go. We've got our 2 bags. We're going to weigh everything when we get to the airport. We're leaving 6 hours before our flight. We're just under, but it's going to take 2 hours to get to the airport. And we're leaving a little bit of wriggle room with the extra sort of 50 minutes. So it's the end of here. We've really enjoyed our stay here in Chengdu. It's been an awesome, very awesome city. Very young city. So many young people here. Been a real eye-opener. Real eye-opener.
In a good way.
In a good way. All right, we are off to the airport. We just got off our second train. Well, actually it was third. We got on the train, it went one stop, they kicked us all off. It's sort of like a changeover where they dropped the amount of trains running. It was getting later. Yeah, we're heading up there to the line 18 train to the airport. So we've got to get a seat on it because it's about an hour and a bit on that one. It'll be standing for over an hour. Okay, we're just on the plane. We've got our pack. You get a pillow each. Pillow.
A little present.
You get a blanket each.
What's
You
in
get
there?
an eye mask.
Oh, look, you get socks.
It's an eye mask.
No, you get socks.
Is it socks? Oh, you get socks.
Eye mask.
Socks and an eye mask. And a toothbrush. And I told her you need a toothbrush.
Did not.
Remember I said you need a toothbrush.
But you didn't know.
Oh, and earbuds.
Yeah.
Check this out. We had what did we have? We had a chicken roll thing when we first got on. Hot one. It was real nice. And Kirsten had a wine. You can have whiskey. Breakfast. Real cutlery. And we went for the chicken breast. Fruit. Looks like rice. Pudding. Sprite. Jam. With a croissant. Here's all mine here. Another bottle of water. That second bottle of water. And chicken breast. So, yeah, pretty good. This is only on the first flight. 2 meals. At Doha International Airport. Hamad International Airport. Pretty big in here. We had to get a bus from the plane and it took us like a 10-minute bus trip to get into this part. It's gigantic. So we've got a bit of a wait. The guy, it was supposed to be a 9-hour flight, wasn't it, darling? And it was a
Did an 8-hour flight?
8 hours instead
Yeah.
of 9 hours 20 or something. It was meant to be. So
He hoofed it.
we're an hour
He did a
20
short
early.
flight.
No rush now to the next plane. We've got a spare hour up our sleeve, have a look around. So that's what we're going to do. All right, we just found our gate for this second flight. It's C91. There's actually a train. Look, a train runs along the top here, all the way out to the furthest gate. So we're going to try and maybe,
Grab that.
yeah, we may be having a look at doing that. I think. There we go. We just got on here. We're heading up there. Going to save a walk. All right, we got off the train. So it only went from down there, but that's still about a kilometre. And this is where C, D and E are. We've probably still got a fair bit of a walk from here. Looks like this things shoot off.